Hi everyone. Today Salesforce Consulting Admin Training Day 3. So before going to today's agenda, what we are going to learn. So guys, please focus on the interview. The interview question that I see is responses, only 9 responses. I know we all are busy with the New Year celebration party, everything. Now we have to come back to our work. All the fun is done. So please focus on the responses and answering the questions. These are like an interview question. So please answer how much ever you can answer it, please answer. Then we'll send the final answers to you. Okay. So I want maximum responses. Like today 28 members are there. So all 28 members has to be, I'm expecting all 28 members has to respond the interview questions. Perfect. So let's move on. So day 3, what are we going to learn? And whoever is for the first time joined today, please go through my demo sessions, which is there in my YouTube channel, demo list. So it's a 2-hour session, but I would request you to go through all my demo sessions so that you will get a clarity on Salesforce. Okay. Back to today's agenda. What are we going to learn? What is the takeaway from this session? So today's agenda we are going to recap our previous session, what we have learned, just quick recap. And then we will see cloud computing architecture and cloud computing services, then today's interview questions. So let's move on. Whoever is attended my previous classes, what is cloud computing? What is cloud computing?
Utilizing computer service
technology or information.
Delivery of computing resources over the internet.
Delivering of computing resources
Applications
over internet.
Right, perfect. Others?
It's a delivery of resources through internet.
Perfect. Yes. So cloud computing is nothing but delivery of computing resources over internet as a service is called cloud computing. So how the cloud has started? When does the cloud started? So cloud actually it started in the year of 1994. The word cloud means technology. Before 1994, the word cloud was standing as a internet. And in 1994, they started saying cloud means technology. And after this, the first practical cloud came in the year of 2015. In 2015, Salesforce has released. What is the cloud that they have released? Platform cloud, which is software and development. This is the first cloud that came in the market. And after 1 year, in 2006, second cloud in the market is AWS, Amazon Web Service. What is the cloud that they have released? Utility cloud. And after 2 years, the third cloud is Eucalyptus. This is the first open source cloud. And in the same year, another cloud which came for Open Nebula. So this is the history how the cloud has started. So that's the reason if you hear somebody saying what are the technologies or what is the cloud technologies, everybody starts saying that Salesforce and AWS. Usually we hear Salesforce and AWS whenever somebody says about the cloud. Right? So before cloud, now we know how the cloud has started. Now the question is, before 1994, okay, in 1994, they started saying cloud means technology. There is some technology which they used to say cloud. But before 1994, how the computer architecture, how the cloud architecture, how they used to take it as. So before cloud, how the cloud architecture or how the computer architecture used to work. If the cloud is not there before the 1994, how the technologies used to work? What is the concept that they were using it? So
Server.
before, sorry?
Server
Yep.
before the cloud technology.
So before 1994, technology used to work with concept called client-server architecture. Now, what is the client-server architecture here? So client-server architecture is nothing but there is a one server within the office. There is a one server within the office and the cable has to connect with all the machines or all the laptops or desktop or computer. There is a server in the office and cable has to connect with all the laptops in office. This cable, whatever the cable that is connected to all the machines is called LAN. We used to call LAN, local area network. Local area network. So this entire architecture is called client server architecture, which is a generation 1 architecture. Generation 1 architecture. So people has to go to office and they have to work from office. So they cannot work from home. In 1970s, 1980s, there is no concept called work from home. Actually, before pandemic also, work from home option was very less before the COVID, right? But after pandemic, people realized that work from home is one of the best option for companies as well as employees. So here, back to this. So for example, in 1970s and 1980s, everybody used to go to office. There is no other option. So somebody wants to work from home in 1970s or 80s. If they have to work from home or you want to set up a machine somewhere, maybe it is home or somewhere else, and you wanted to access the data, right? Company data you wanted to access here. For example, there is a one person who is sitting here, or they have set up some machine here, which is a remote location. Okay. Now, whenever they wanted to connect to the data, whenever they wanted to access this data, in this case, what we used to do? We used to have a dedicated cable from office. We used to have a dedicated cable from office. They have to take they have to dig in the ground and they have to take from the ground, they have to drag the cable from the office, wherever the person is sitting or wherever the location, the person wanted to access the data of the company, they have to drag the cable and put it here, right? In order to connect the person, the machine and the server. This is called, we used to call leased line concept. You might heard, whoever is working for since long, you might have heard leased line concept. Leased line concept is wherever this machine is there we used to drag the cable and connect the machine and server, company server. This way it is very costly, right? It is very costly. One person is fine, but if there are multiple people are there like this, it is going to be very costly. Right now, the same concept still exists. The client server architecture concept is still exists. Example, as I gave you in my previous session, Indian Railways. Indian Railways. Today's the railway, this example, this is a live example. All the Indian railway reservation counters are connected in this technology called Generation 1. Indian railways are not on the cloud. They are not on the cloud. They are on client server architecture. Still they are in client server architecture, where every railway reservation counter has a cable that is connected from reservation office to the railway main server. They do not depend on internet. They do not depend on internet. They do not depend on public internet. Whether the whole city internet is down, reservation counter will be up, because they are not dependent on public internet. They do not depend on ACT, fiber, geo, internet. No, nothing is there. They have their own internal cable. They have their own internal cable and own network called intranet. So they have their own intranet. In simple word, we can call them as an intranet within the network. So till now, the Indian railway station still have this client server architecture. Now, by using this Generation 1, by using this client server architecture, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Advantage is it's a highly secure. Highly secure. Nobody can hack it. If the person has to hack it, then they have to enter into the main server, right? Which is not possible. So highly secure. And the second one is fastest network, because they are not dependent on public, like a 2 GB or 2 Mbps or 3 Mbps speed, or they have, like, they do not depend on any of this public. They have their own dedicated network. That is the reason, if you remember or if you know, when you call ticket booking is a faster. Like when you go for a ticket booking, it is faster compared to IRCTC. IRCTC app is slow because we are connecting the IRCTC through the internet. So whenever you do the booking in IRCTC, it's very slow. But whereas if you go to the counter, okay, he will generate within few minutes. One ticket after one ticket, he will be generating it quickly. That's the reason people go and make a line in the counter, because it's a very fast. It's a very fast. And what are the disadvantages by using this? Very costly, because we have to drag a cable from office corner to till the remote location. Like it require maybe 10 meters or 100 meters or whatever the meter cable is required. Right? And also high on maintenance. High on
Ma'am,
maintenance. Because whenever, let's take an example for this railway only. Okay, whenever government doing some road constructions or they are putting in some water pipeline, or that time what they will do, they will dig the road. Okay, they will dig the road and they will do some work. During this process, the cable might be broken. Unknowingly, they might touch that cable and it might be broken. Every now and then, they will go to same place and they have to dig the same road and they have to repair that cable, so maintenance is very high. Somebody, every time we have to watch that. So maintenance is very high. To maintain such infrastructure is very high for private companies, startup companies, IT companies cannot go by this infrastructure. They cannot offer, private companies cannot offer this. They cannot go with this structure. This type of infrastructure is very good. It's a very good compared to the network, highly secure, fastest network. It's a very good. But very costly to maintain. Very costly to maintain. That's the reason technology came up with another technology, which is nothing but a generation 2. Which is nothing but a generation 2. In generation 2, we call virtual private network. You all might be heard VPN, which is also known as VPN.
Ma'am,
Yes.
that means city to city also these cables are maintained or railway department.
Yes.
Okay.
So in generation 2, like you might have heard that VPN, virtual private network, if you are working in the companies, or there are a few companies which are still holding the VPN. Okay, so the second generation is VPN, virtual private network. In generation 2, people are thinking, hey, I do not want to drag the cable. It's too costly. And I have a clients in multiple places. I cannot do that. I cannot offer that much cost. Now they keep on thinking that what is the other option? Anyway, everybody is connected through the internet, right? Internet, everybody started using the internet. So what they did is, remote person is also connected to the server. Okay, server is in the office. Server is in office, and people are going to the office in order to access the data. Now the person who is sitting in the remote is also having the internet access. Right? That person is also having the internet access. And everybody is started using the internet access. Whether the person is remote or within the company, wherever the person is, everybody started using the internet. So what they did is, the remote person anyway has the internet access, and the server is also connected to the internet. Also, this is the internet where we have, which is connected. So server is also connected. This person is also connected to the internet. Both are connected to the internet, right? But the problem here is, anyway, this server is also connected to internet, and the remote person is also connected to the internet. But the problem is, it is public. Everybody can access. It is a public, right? If server is accessing this internet, means like a www World Wide Web Office employee, like all the office data, and everybody can access. Hacker also can access. Everybody, freshers, students, everybody can go to the www.com and they can access the data which is company is holding it, which is very unsecure, So what they did is that they created a virtual pipeline. They created a virtual pipeline. One virtual cable will be within the cable. This red one is anyway the cable which is connected through the internet. Within that cable, they introduce, which is nothing but a virtual, which is physically does not exist. We cannot see VPN. We cannot see virtual private network. Physically does not exist. But there are all the virtually exist like this. All your company secure the data is traveling to the pipeline that is called as a virtual private network. Whatever you see here, black line. So there will be already a line will be there. Okay, the line is which is connected to internet. So as there is a already line, within that they have created something private line which we cannot see, physically does not exist. But all your company data, all secure data will be processed through this VPN. Whatever the black line is there within the red line, all your data is processed there. Now, what is happening here? Every company will give you, like once they have implemented this virtual private network, the company will give you the laptop and they will give you some app. They will give you small piece of software. Okay, company only install that software, or they will tell you to install that software. But laptop has provided by company. So company will give the laptop and they will tell to install, or they will install. There is some small software which you will have to double click on this. You will have to double click on this software. As soon as you double click on this software, what will happen? It will try to interact. It will try to connect. As soon as you click on this small application, it will try to create a virtual cable. It will try to create a virtual cable to connect your secure data. It will create a virtual cable from internet to public. What are the WW Act fiber, whatever it is. So it will create one more cable which physically does not exist. But as soon as you click on that VPN, double click on that small software, you will see the backend, the connection is going to connect with the internet, and the virtual private, the black line is there. So it will try to connect that. It will try to connect that black line and it will try to access the data. But we cannot see that how it is happening. We cannot see. It will create a virtual cable. All the offices related data will travel through all the black line cable. So your Gmail, if you are trying to access Gmail, for example, this person is trying to access Gmail, right? So if you are using a company email, okay, you are using the company email. So, but this email will be, you will be able to connect this email if you connect the VPN. If you double click and install the VPN, then what happens if you try to access the email, email is going to first talk to this virtual private network and try to access the data. Try to access the data. So your all office data will travel through the black cable is called virtual private network. Virtual private network. Now, for this generation 2 technology, for this generation 2, what are the advantages and disadvantages by having this? So the advantage is, anyway, it's not costly because we are not spending time to drag the cable. It is not costly because you are not dragging the cable. You are able to communicate without a cable connection. You are able to communicate between the remote server, the person wherever he is sitting in, and the office server. So for example, person is sitting somewhere, right? Maybe he is sitting in some location which is far from the office. But connecting the VPN, the person can start accessing the data with a low cost. Company need not to spend much amount on anything in order to share the company's data. And the number 2, secure. I'm not saying highly secure. It's not highly secure. It's a secure. I'm just saying it is secure, but it is not highly secure. Okay, because if somebody is, anybody can talk to this, what are the cable is there, VPN cable, anybody can talk to that. As soon as they have a software, they can start doing that. So it's a secure, but not highly secure. Disadvantage is device dependent. Device dependent. So that means if you connect your VPN, if you connect your VPN in your system, company is providing the VPN. When you connect this VPN, then only you can access the office data. You can access the office data. Once this VPN is disconnected, you will not be accessing any information of the company, right? So it is device dependent. It's very much dependent on VPN. And the next one is internet dependent. Suppose if you do not have an internet or internet is slow, you are transferring some data or accessing the company data or customer data, it will be slow. You are loading some files, it won't happen because there is a lot of internet dependent is there. So that means if you have an internet, then you can connect the VPN. If VPN is connected perfectly, then you can access the company data. So VPN is connected only when you have a fast internet. Now, very frankly, company cannot give laptop here because for this generation to what happened is company was providing the laptops and they started giving the instruction how to install the software and how to access the company data. Without that software, we cannot access the data in the laptop that is provided by company. Now, company, moving further, company cannot give laptop to everyone. Okay, the situation it came here, like there are freshers. Okay, if there are 10,000 employees or 30,000 employees or more than employees, or there are contract employees are there, do you think company can give laptop to everybody, freshers, contractors, or whoever it is might be there, 30,000, 40,000. Tomorrow the employees might increase, right? It's not possible. Company cannot provide a laptop to everybody. Many times that is not possible. Then instead of giving the laptop to everybody, they thought a technology, right? If company has 30,000 employees, if company cannot give 30,000 laptop to everyone because officially they have to access the data, then they require an office laptop. So without office laptop, they cannot access. So they thought on the technology. So the next generation on the technology it came, which is a generation 3. Generation 3. So generation 3 technology is cloud computing. Now we are coming to the next generation technology called cloud computing. Right? So every company realized it, that they have to use cloud computing. Right? They have realized it, they have to use the cloud computing because TCS, Infosys, Dell, or any other company have thousands of employees, 30,000 lakhs of employees are there. They are hiring freshers, they are hiring contractors, experience everybody. Right? They cannot issue a laptop for freshers. Experience they can give, but freshers it is not possible. And also another is because of this pandemic, where government said that no office should be closed. But later they said that you need not to close the business. Office can be closed, but you need not to close the business. So you have to make employees to work from home. You have to make employees to work from home. You have to give a laptop to them. That is what initially government said. But later, they realized it. Company realized it. Everybody has a laptop in today's generation. Like whether you are really working or not working, that is by default. Phone, iPad, pad, laptop, these are common nowadays. Everybody has this. Either they have a phone, iPad, or laptop. Everybody has. Now company identified that. Okay, so everybody should be having the laptop in today's generation. So they thought that why should office give the laptop? Why can't we use their own laptop to connect office data or to connect application data, but we wanted to make it secure. They should not copy the data. Though they are using their personal laptop and we are giving them to access our office information, but we have to make it secure so that they should not be copying our data to their system. So that is the generation 3. Generation 3 is cloud computing. So like a same system, same user want to access office data, but not having the office laptop, right? From personal laptop. Why laptop? If you have a phone, right? Why can't we can access the data from phone? Right here also internet is there. In the phone it is there, iPad it is there. Everywhere we have an internet. I can access Gmail in the phone. So why can't I access the office data? From the phone, why can't I do the development? Why can't I do the programming in the phone? If you know today, you get USB keyboard. USB keyboard. You know there is a small keyboard are available. You can connect to your phone and you can do the programming. You can also connect your mouse to the phone and you can do all your work from the phone. You can connect mouse to your phone, you can connect USB keyboard and you can start typing. That means phone is also like a computer. Phone is also like a computer. So why can't we use the phone as a PC? Why should we only depend on PC? That means what I'm saying here is I want a technology. I want a technology wherever I am in the world. I want to work. I wanted to work through the phone, tablet or PC, whether it is a Windows operating system, whether it is an Android operating system. I want everywhere. I want wherever I wanted to access the company data and I wanted to use it. Okay, if my PC has a repair, then I can access from the phone. So where the concept is called cloud computing came into the market, which has been very much utilized it. Here, what we are going to do is they are introducing a big server. They are introducing a big server in the cloud. So they are introducing a big server. This is one server which they are introduced in the cloud. It's also public internet domain on server has been introduced. But company is not giving direct access to users. They are not accessing directly here. They are not accessing the data directly from the company. First, company is establishing the connections or establishing the access to the cloud server. First, they are connecting to the cloud server. So cloud is also through a public internet. And you will access the users, whoever is there, they will access the data through cloud. So data has been accessed through cloud. So your company server and company information sits in the cloud. And they are maintaining everything in the cloud. And users are, first they are making enable between the company and cloud. So they are enabling first everything. Then once it is enabled in the cloud, users are able to access here. It doesn't matter they need to go office or not. Wherever they are, they can access. In VPN, you are directly connecting to the server. In VPN, you are directly connecting to the server. But in cloud, what is happening? You are connecting to the cloud server. You are connecting to cloud server. Cloud server, which is in public internet, but the work of the server is authenticate and maintain the security. What is this server here? What is what it is going to give? Is it only it is only going to give the data? That's it? No. It is only security and data access to quality and access. That means everything is available in the cloud. All my data, security, applications, everything is available in the cloud. Whenever you try to connect, immediately the server will check. It will check from where are you connecting, which application, from which application are you connecting. Okay, are you a right person or not? Because whoever is logging, we should not make everybody to log into cloud server here, company server. They should have some credentials, some IDs. So company will give some IDs to every employee. So based on their credential, based on their email, it is going to check, server is going to check, are you really working in this company? Is your ID is valid or you left the company? Everything it is going to check as soon as it is connected to the system. And also it will check, do you have a McAfee installed, right? So like there is some laptops where, right, there is some issues will happen. Like you are not connecting from your laptop. So every time you connected from your laptop, but this time you went to your friend's house. Now there is some issue came, your boss has called you to fix some issue. So now you have to connect to the system. So you are connecting from where? From your friend's laptop. So what it will happen here, you are not connecting from your laptop here. Every time you used to connect it from your laptop. But this time you connected from your friend's laptop. In his laptop, the first time you are connecting, every laptop has some unique ID. Now here you are connecting for the first time. So that time, maybe that laptop might be having some virus. We don't know. So first thing what it will does is it will check, is this safe to connect to this laptop or not? Does they have a software, McAfee software? Or does this laptop has any virus? Because once it is connected, the virus could be passed to server and it will definitely pass to the production. Then there is going to be big mess. So hence, server has so much here. There is a lot of thing which is happening within the server. Every time the server is going to check from where are you connecting? Is it safe to connect this laptop or not? And is your credentials are valid or not? Are you still exist with this company? If you are not exist, then you should not connect. Right? Once these all checks are happened, then it start flowing the data. And also it will check whether you are connected to the Windows server, Windows 10, right? Or you are connecting from the phone, everything it will check. If it feels that, if the cloud server feels that, okay, there is no issue, there is no antivirus, everything is perfect, we can flow the data, then it's going to say that, okay, go and flow the data to this person, right? Now, what are the advantages of generation 3? The advantages is highly secure and low cost. You need not to pay anything. And device, when I say device, is nothing but you do not need to worry about how you are connecting, whether you are connecting from phone or whether you are connecting through laptop or friend's laptop. You need not to worry about it. Windows 10 or anything, okay, you need not to worry about the device. Only thing we have to check is there is no antivirus. And what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages is internet issue. Internet issue. Suppose your internet is slow or there is no internet, you cannot access the cloud. Okay, this we all know. Whether you go for generation 2 or generation 3 technology, internet, if you do not have an internet, we cannot access anything. Fine. So by comparing all three of this, what are those? Generation 1, which is a client server architecture. Generation 2, which is virtual private network. And the third one is cloud computing. By comparing all these three, technologies. What is the best technology for the current generation is cloud. Cloud is because it's highly secure, which is part of client server. And next, low cost. And even startup companies also can go with cloud computing. So this is what today's generation, and we are going to use this future also, because this is everybody is highly utilizing it. Every company, whoever the startup companies, new companies or existing companies, everybody is started using it. There are some companies who are still using the VPN. Okay, there are still companies like Infosys. There are still some companies are there. They are using the VPN. They are also using the cloud. They are using both of them. But further, in coming generation, everything will be moving to the cloud. Okay. Any questions? The cloud computing architecture.
No, ma'am.
Before I move on.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question. VPN, in VPN, we are connecting to the company servers directly.
Any
And
questions?
some, hello,
Okay then. So let's move on. The next one is cloud computing services. What are the
Ma'am,
cloud
someone is
computing
asking,
services?
someone is asking doubt, ma'am.
hello.
Whoever is attended my session, they should be knowing. Teja Kumar, I cannot hear you. Just a second, maybe my internet. Can you talk now?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. One question regarding this VPN and the cloud servers. VPN we are connecting to the company's server directly,
Right,
and the any applications, any softwares that should be there in our laptop what we are working.
right.
Then only we can. But in case of cloud computing architecture,
Mm,
if all the software applications are in cloud,
mm.
how the multiple people who use that software applications, is there any number of licenses also need to be maintained like that?
Yes.
How it will be differentiate here?
So if everything is there in the cloud, definitely there are basically whenever you log into the system or whenever you are trying to connect, let's take a Salesforce itself. Okay. Whenever you are trying to connect Salesforce, what you will do? You will give a credentials, right? So the
Yes.
first time when you are creating the developer edition, that time you are requesting a Salesforce that I need this org for my developing or for my what are the work that I have. So in order to practice it, everything that I need. So as soon as you request to the Salesforce is going to generate a unique ID for you along with the user ID.
Yeah.
So as soon as they provide a unique ID and a user ID, definitely they are going to say that. That means what is that? As soon as it is unique ID generated means you have a access to cloud. Now you got a license, you got a access because there is Salesforce itself has given you some credentials and they have created a unique identifier. Based on that unique identifier, based on your credential, you are going to access. That means they enable the access to user to the cloud server.
Okay. How the licenses will be managed in this case? Between
Company is
virtual
going
to
to handle
cloud.
that. Company is going to handle that.
Any differences it will I mean it will be advantage for using cloud in case of um, licenses, number of licenses will reduce, or how it will be?
Can you repeat that question?
No, if we use VPN, every machine should have a license, right, to use that software. In case of cloud computing, the software will be available in the cloud. If number of users will be the same like VPN, the licenses count.
It will be same. That's all company dealing with the cloud. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, Balaji.
In generation 2, the persons who are sitting in office, do they connect to VPN or
If they are
only
in office, they need not to connect to VPN. Okay, so in office, you can connect, you cannot connect. It's not like I cannot say that it is always required that you have to connect to VPN. May not be. Okay, if you are going to the Infosys company or a Dell company, they will give you wire cable. Okay, they will give wire cable. Even when you go to your system, you will see there is a wire cable which is available. So if you are connecting to that wire cable, you need not to connect to VPN. But if you are not connected to that wire cable, you might have to install, you might have to click on the VPN. So it's required. Some companies require both of them, VPN as well as the cloud. Both of them is required. That's what I'm saying. Right? So few companies are still holding the VPN as well as the cloud, both.
So in generation 1, the server doesn't need internet.
Sorry?
In generation 1, does the
That
server
is,
needs internet?
generation 1 is in 1970s, 80s, 60s. That time we do not have any internet. Right? There is a cable which is there. Internet was not there. Cable was there. Where you have to connect directly to server to machine.
So how without internet, how they will be accessed?
Ma'am, so for every organization, they requires a server, right? For example,
Every
for a
organization
generation.
requires a server, definitely.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is in 1970s or 1980s, so that time the internet was there, but it's not like a Wi-Fi kind of thing. You have to connect a cable. There should be a cable from the server to machine. So then only we used to access the data.
Ma'am, and some industries also they are using both cloud server and VPN, right?
Yes.
Both of them. Is cloud server is not a private network?
Cloud server, sorry?
Is it a private network or a public network, cloud server?
Client server. Okay, client server, it is a
not the client one, ma'am. Third one, generation 3. Without using VPN, is it it is a cloud, public or private?
See, I'll give you the example. You are having a Salesforce, right? No, you can only give me the answer for that.
Okay.
So when you are connecting the Salesforce, you are connecting to the Salesforce cloud. Right?
Okay.
So what is that means?
Okay. Private.
Okay. So guys, this is just an introduction architecture, cloud computing architecture. We will see how the Gen 3 is going to work because we will be using the Salesforce. Okay. And in Gen 1, we used to have a LAN, which is a local area network, where we used to connect server to all the machines. So once it is connected to the machine, then only I can access the data of company, because there is a LAN connection is there. So this LAN connection used to transfer the data. Now coming to the Gen 2, Gen 2 is we were having a VPN, virtual private network, which is not visible. Physically, we cannot see the cable, which is exist within the another cable which is connected to the our internet Wi-Fi, which is connected to the internet. Okay, and cloud computing is we can directly access the data from cloud. Okay. So what are the different cloud computing services?
SaaS, yeah.
Software service, platform
Software
as
as a
service, and the
service.
infrastructure as service.
Yes. Software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure. as a- No. Software as a service. So what is a software as a service?
Directly given the software or
Whenever we
application.
deliver any type of a software over the internet,
Okay.
it's called software as a service.
Directly we can use that software. It's a pre-existing software.
It is a delivering, it's a way of delivering applications over the internet.
Example, Gmail.
Communication
People-
over the internet.
End users can use the software.
End user can use that software as a service. Example like a Gmail
Mhm.
application, Gmail application.
AWS, Gmail.
Okay. Perfect. So software as a service. Software as a service is, as you all said, that is perfectly right. Offering a software application. Offering a software application hosted on a remote server. And accessing we are accessing through internet. Software as a service. Offering a software application which is hosted on a remote server. And we all are accessing the software through the internet is called software as a service. What are the examples for the software as service? Email software. Email software, which is nothing but Gmail or Yahoo Mail, right? And another example is CRM software. What are the CRM softwares? Salesforce CRM, Microsoft CRM. Perfect. Software as a service. Offering a software application hosted on a remote server and accessing through the internet is called software as a service. So examples are email software. There are different email softwares are there. Gmail, Yahoo Mail, and there are different mails are there. Company emails, everything is an email software. And second example is CRM software. Salesforce CRM, Microsoft CRM, there are many other CRMs are there. But we all know Salesforce CRM and Microsoft CRM. Next one, platform as a service. What is a platform as a service?
Where the application
For the
is ready.
It is the software which
Type
has
of
been
service
developed by the developers.
to build over internet.
Yes.
To build or develop the application in the platform.
Developer can develop the application.
Okay.
Developer can use the development that platform.
Which provides a development platform.
Force.com platform is there.
Which
Right.
provides any kind of development platform is known as platform as a service. It will be
Perfect.
used by the developers and the admins.
It is a platform which is available in online or through the internet, which use it to develop the application.
Perfect.
It is used to build application where developer and admin team will be used to build, develop, and test the software.
First can get the operating system, programming language, and OS by in this service.
Right. So platform as a service, that means this is for development to build an application. So offering a computer, offering of a computing platform or a solution stack is called platform as a service. This is used for the development. Now, what are the examples for the platform as a service?
AWS.
AWS, yes.
Gmail software.
Force.com.
Email software.
Amazon
Google
Web
Apps.
Service.
So the first one is development platform. What are the development platforms?
Force.com.
Force.com.
Perfect. So Force.com is one of the development platform. So that is what we all are going to learn in development classes. There is one more also development platform, which is Microsoft Azure. That is also cloud. Microsoft Azure.
Azure is also a CRM platform.
Yeah. Right. That is also CRM platform. That is also cloud. There is one more like a AWS. AWS also.
Like SAP also, no? It's a CRM application.
SaaS.
SAP. I am
SAP
Ramgopal.
you are talking about?
Yes, yes.
Okay. SAP, I'm not aware of it.
Okay. O2C, it's a like a CRM tool.
Okay. So Microsoft Azure is, yes, definitely it is a CRM application. This is one of the cloud. There is one more is like AWS, and just now I came to know SAP also CRM, which is also on the cloud. So by leaving all this development platform, why we came to the Salesforce? We know there are so many development platforms out there, Microsoft Azure, SAP, AWS, why we left and why we came to Salesforce here. What is the reason? Because this is the best and every company is implementing the applications in Salesforce. AWS is also implementing. AWS is also has the everybody, all the companies, most of the companies also using the AWS, but the salary is not that great in AWS, and the opportunities are very less in AWS, right? Whereas Salesforce, you have a salary which is very good salary, and the growth is very good, and you will see so much opportunities in the market compared to AWS, Microsoft Azure, and SAP also. So that's the reason the Salesforce is very good, and which has a, development is very easy. You need not to work so much hard on that compared to other technologies. Development is so easy, right? And coming back to this examples, development platform, force.com, Microsoft Azure, and you also have a AWS, which is from Amazon. And next platform as a service is testing platform. Testing platform. Once you have implemented the application, okay, you have like you got a client requirement and you implemented everything, and once you have implemented and you did a unit testing and you gave it to client QA, internal QA. So QA has to test it. QA has to test it. Automation, they have to do the automation, right? You need a cloud software. You need a cloud software to test your changes, to test your application. So which testing application we use it? Testing application is Selenium. Selenium is one of the technology that is a development platform in the cloud. And Salesforce testing team also uses the Selenium if you wanted to go for the automation in the cloud.
What about JEST? JEST?
JEST? They are also
Yes,
using the, yeah, they are also using it, but most of the time, whatever I have seen the testing team, they usually go with the Selenium.
Okay.
Okay, and the next one is, there is another platform as a service, which is a hosting platform. Hosting platform. Like whatever you have implemented, okay, you have to host whatever the cloud is, like whatever you are trying to access in the host, everything. Like for example, in the real time, if you heard about this GoDaddy.com, if you want to start a business or if you want to create a website, anything, then GoDaddy.com is usually we go and we create a website, right? Where what we are doing there, it's a hosting platform. That is also a development tool for creating the websites. GoDaddy.com. It is also a platform development, platform as a service. And the next one, there is another one which has a platform as a service, is a streaming platform. Streaming platform.
Ma'am, what about the Zoho and HubSpot CRMs?
Sorry, job?
Zoho.
I'm hearing it for the first time.
Zoho also one of CRM platform, ma'am.
Is it a platform service? Zoho and HubSpot is also one of the platform we are hearing nowadays.
HubSpot, yes, I'll come to that. HubSpot.
Netflix, Hotstar.
Okay, hold on, guys. Those are is there. Okay, that is going to come here, but those are not a hosting platform. Okay, those are streaming platform. Those are Netflix, AHA, Zoho, whatever you are saying it, those are streaming platforms. Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hotstar. What are those? Those are streaming platforms. Why I'm saying the streaming platform here? Because, for example, let's take an example, okay? So this is the platform where you stream the data, live streaming, right? Example, Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon Prime. What they do is you need not to install any player. You need not to install a player there. You start watching movie. Okay, whatever the movie you like it, you start watching it in the laptop. Then you pause it because you have to travel. You pause a movie in laptop. Then you go for a traveling. You are traveling in the train. Okay, now you have some time while traveling the train. You want to continue the movie, start watching the movie again. But you do not want to start the movie from the scratch because you have already watched it. So what happened when you are playing in the mobile, that time what will happen? It will start where you left, where you closed the movie in the laptop. It starts from there. It continues from there. That means it is remembering you. It is remembering you, and it has no device changed, like whether you access it from the phone or laptop or doesn't matter, but it remembers you. How it is remembering you? Through the credentials. And as soon as you click on the same movie, it doesn't start from the starting names or everything. It doesn't start from here. It will continue where you left watching movie. Those are, whether it is a Android or a laptop or wherever you are accessing it, right? It's a streaming. The movie plays very frequently because they are on streaming platform. They are on streaming platform. Amazon, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Whether you open on the same day or after 10 days, 20 days or 30 days, I don't know after 30 days, but usually 10 days, 20 days, what will happen? It will give you the mark, how much you watched it. From there, it will start continue playing it. Netflix, AHA, whatever you have. All of these are streaming platform. Streaming platform. Platform as a because it is holding wherever you, it doesn't, if for example, you started watching the movie, okay, you paused it somewhere, and after 2 days, I started watching the same movie. Does it give me wherever you left? It doesn't give me. It gives me from the starting, right? If I have to watch it from the start because I never watched that movie. So based on every user, it remembers every user, what they are doing it, how much they saw the movie, and from where they have to see next time when they play it. Those are streaming platforms. Okay, the next one is integration. The next one is integration. Cisco and WebEx and Zoom. These are integration. These are integration. What is happening here? As soon as I connect a Cisco or as soon as I connect a WebEx, I'm
Yes.
sorry, there is a disconnect. Okay. Where did you guys heard me? Where I left?
Integration platform.
Okay. Integration, Cisco, WebEx, Zoom. So what is happening here when I connect a Zoom or when I connect a Cisco or when I connect a WebEx? What happened? The user gives some credentials there and they start connecting. Okay, as soon as I click on start Zoom or as soon as I click on a Cisco, whenever I'm calling somebody, I'll just enter the details and I'll connect it. As soon as I connect, what will happen? There is a background, the integration happens. Because in real time, Zoom is going to capture entire information. Cisco is going to capture if there is any recording in the WebEx or anything is there. They are continuously, they have to capture the voice if we are recording, right? There is continuously, there is an integration is going on. Every second, every minute, every millisecond, there is an integration which is keep on running. It is taking the voice and storing it somewhere. Again, it is capturing my voice. Entire thing which is happening here, the flow. So that is the integration. And the next example, which is the last one, virtualization platform. Virtualization platform. You all might have VMware, right? So VMware is a virtual platform. So these are these six for the 6 examples for platform as a service. These all are platform clouds. Now coming to infrastructure. What is the infrastructure as service?
Storage purpose.
Storage the data.
To store or retrieve the data from the database.
To store and retrieve back from the data.
So, okay. Any other definitions?
Along with the platform as a service, it is like online service which will provide the data storing and retrieving as well.
Perfect. So infrastructure as a service is, this is for store. Okay. To store the data or to retrieve the data, we are going to use the to either for the storing or to retrieving, or it's a hardware, whatever we are accessing the information over the internet is called infrastructure as a service. Now, what are the examples for the infrastructure as a service?
Salesforce.
Salesforce.
Oracle.
Again, AWS also.
AWS.
Azure, AWS.
Google Cloud.
Okay. Infrastructure as a service. The first one is, it is going to allocate the space. Server space. It is going to allocate the server space. For server space, what are the examples for the server space? So server spaces, there are many examples are there. You can take any. For example, IBM. IBM has something called Smart Cloud. Salesforce Cloud. And Dell also has something called EMC. So what are the clouds are there? For everyone, the server space is allocated. And next, infrastructure as a service is going to handle networking. It's going to handle networking. So for example, all the networks like a Cisco network or Zoom network, everything, whatever it is there in the cloud, for everybody, it is going to handle the network. And then the memory location is happens. The memory location is going to happen. Right? So here we are discussing about IBM Dell. So memory location is also happens for Dell, and IBM Smart Cloud, like many are there. And also it holds the hardwares. What are the hardwares? CPU. It has CPU. Example for CPU, again, IBM Smart Cloud, it also has a CPU, Dell EMC, or if you take another data center, for any data center, Salesforce data center, for everybody, it is going to hold the CPU also. And next, storage. Multiple, like a Google Drive, Microsoft, EC data center, Salesforce data center, database.com, Dell EMC, IBM Cloud, IBM Smart Cloud. For everything, it is going to hold the storage. So whenever you are offering any computer hardware over the internet, we call them as an infrastructure as service. So what are the hardwares are available? Server, networking, processor, memory, CPU, storage, right? Every time on internet, there is a storage space is available. For example, let's take example for the storage space. Like whenever you create a Gmail account, okay? Whenever you create a Gmail account, by default, what is happening here? Salesforce is providing us 15 GB storage space. 15 GB storage space is available. Google is public, right? Everybody, whoever is creating the credentials, as soon as it is successfully created, we can see that there is a 15 GB storage space is available. Same way, some companies will have a IBM Smart Cloud. Some companies have a some Sales Cloud. So companies, what are the cloud they are using? So some companies will have a storage of data for the Microsoft EC data center, for other data centers also. Let's take a real-time example. Everybody might be having the bank account open, right? So you might be aware of ATMs. You all know ATMs. So for example, every bank has a ATM. Okay. Every bank has a ATM in every street, right? So how many transaction happens for a bank? How many transaction does it happen for a bank? Can you imagine? For example, if I take a ICICI bank, how many ATM counters are there? For every street, there is at least 2-3 ATM counters are there. So if we take only ICICI bank, if I take only ICICI bank, and it might be having many ATMs. Like how many ATM machines are there? In other ATM machines also we can access the ICICI. Right? In India, there are so many ATMs for ICICI. Now, can you imagine each day, each ATM machine, each day, each ATM machine, how many cards they are inserting and taking the money. So let's take how many cards they are inserting, whether they are for money or checking the balance or for other thing, that is a different. But how many cards are inserted in the ATM? How many cards are inserted in the ATM? Maybe 1,000 to lakhs or more than lakhs, right? More than lakhs. Total, how many transactions are happening in a day? Where the transactions are stored. Some person will come check the balance, some person will come and take the amount, and some person will come and check something else. So what are the transactions are happening in a day for all the ATMs? Where are the transactions are stored? Where are the transactions are stored? Do you think ICICI Bank has a server? ICICI Bank has a server And is it storing all the transactions, whatever is happening in the system? No, ICICI Bank is for just banking business, that is. It just hold the banking business. It doesn't care how many transactions are happening, it doesn't care. But all this data might be stored somewhere. Maybe it is not in the ICICI Bank, but it might have stored somewhere, right? So ICICI Bank, what they are doing is, they are using an application called NCR. NCR. All the data that is transfers or whatever is happening, how many cards are inserted, everything, all the transactions. All the transactions are, the data is done in NCR. There is a company called NCR. NCR is an IT company where they have a data center. This is in Bangalore, where they have a data center in Bangalore, right? Where all the ATM transactions are stored in NCR machine. So NCR machine is offering a storage count to finally they will give it to ICICI. So if ICICI will come and, okay, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So NCR is going to give final data to the ICICI Bank. Whatever the data that they are captured, okay, whether it could be a daily or monthly or yearly, NCR is storing it. NCR is IT company that holds the entire data center. So after few months or after a year.
Again, voice is breaking.
Okay. How about now? Is it better?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, it's still breaking, ma'am.
Still breaking? Okay, how about now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'm saying is basically ICICI does not hold the data center. There is a company, IT company, which is name is NCR. NCR is holding entire data. All the data they have entered an agreement with ICICI Bank that they will be storing the data. There will be a contract between the NCR and ICICI. So based on that contract, they will hold the data for ICICI and they will give whenever it is needed, like after a few months or after a year, something happened. Okay, some issue happened. Now they wanted data. Somebody is asking a data for ICICI Bank. So what they will do is ICICI Bank will go to NCR and they will ask, give me 10 years back data. I wanted to know where the data is. Every data, millions of transactions are happening in your bank. So they will ask, in your bank, millions of happening. So give me all your data. Get me all your data. I wanted to see what is happening. So what ICICI team will do, they will go to NCR and NCR is going to give entire data to the storage and solution tools. They will give some tools to access the data. So NCR will give some tools to ICICI Bank. They will say that through this tool, you can access some data for one person or for one ATM. Okay, based on the ATM location, they can access entire data. So this is just an example how the storage happens. Okay, same way every company has same concept. So there is a data storage definitely will be there, which are the technology you go for where we have a storage which is available in infrastructure as a service. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all for today. Any questions before we log off? So we will be sending the interview questions. Please, I request to concentrate on the interview questions. Answer whatever you know, just answer it.
Yes, ma'am.
Swapna, in developing platform, do the developers work on coding?
Developers work on the coding as well as the admin part also they will work. They are not strict to the development. They will do both the jobs, admin job as well as the developer job.
Okay.
Ma'am, one question, but not related to this subject and all. Like you are giving the training and everything, right? So like all these